Each morning when you wake, before the world even has a chance to touch you, you stand before an important decision. It seems invisible, yet it has the power to shape your entire day. Most people never notice it. They open their eyes, reach for the phone, scroll through headlines, curated photos, and scattered comments, and let the outside world program their emotions. In just a few early minutes, they've willingly handed over control of their mood, their energy, and even the fate of the next 24 hours. But have you noticed? In those very first moments, when your mind hovers between dream and waking, the human brain is at its strongest for receiving and reshaping. Modern science calls it a golden window for neural adaptation. Over 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers recognized the same truth in their own way. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote in his journal, "When you rise in the morning, remember that you will meet the ungrateful, the selfish, the deceitful, the envious, the rude, but you will not be surprised or shaken, for their nature is as it is, and you still retain the power to respond with your own calm." That line isn't meant to plant pessimism. It's meant to outfit the mind with a kind of armor, a readiness. A reminder that we cannot control other people, but we can control ourselves. That is the essence of real freedom. Picture it like this. Morning is the moment you stand before a gate. Behind it is a garden, the garden of your entire day. If, from the start, you let weeds and trash rush in, the plot will soon be chaotic. But if you choose the seeds you plant, if you begin with calm, gratitude, and clarity, the garden will bloom in the way you intend. The ancient Greeks had a word for this: ataraxia, inner tranquility. A state of unshaken calm amid turbulence. It isn't a gift of birth, it's the result of training. Just as a person builds muscle by repeating the same movement, the soul must be trained, morning by morning, reminder by reminder. Imagine beginning each day not with haste, not with the ping of messages, but with a gentle sentence to yourself. Today, I will govern my emotions. One sentence is enough to lay a solid brick for the rest of the day. Here's something fascinating. Your brain doesn't clearly distinguish between imagination and reality. When you picture yourself steady in difficulty, courageous in trial, cheerful in the small things, the brain begins to program as if it were already true. Each morning you plant those reminders. You are rewriting your neural circuitry. The trouble is, most of us waste that golden moment. We plunge straight into comparison, competition, anger, and fear. We let negative news become our breakfast of the soul. Then we step out into the world with a mind already tired, a heart already heavy, and a body already weary, though the day has barely begun. The Stoics never promised that life would grow easier. They simply showed how to enter each day prepared, like a warrior donning armor before battle. They aren't frightened or evasive. They calmly accept that adversity is part of the path. You've likely felt the contrast. On some rushed morning, your mind is frantic and the whole day dissolves into a chain of negative reactions. On other mornings, you begin slowly, draw a deep breath, speak a strong word to yourself, and the entire day seems brighter. Even though the problems are unchanged, the difference isn't the outer world, it's the starting point within you. This is why the Stoics treated morning as a sacred ritual. It's when you write the script for your leading role in the next 24 hours. You are the author, the director, and the actor. If you don't hold the pen, someone else will write for you. If you don't choose a direction, circumstances will drag you along. Each new day, before sunlight touches the earth, you can kindle a different light within yourself. That light never depends on the weather, or on the kindness or cruelty of other people. It depends only on your choice. When you wake, instead of asking, "What will the world bring me today?" try asking, "What spirit will I bring to the world today?" That small question shifts you from passive to sovereign. No one teaches this in school. We learn math, literature, and history, but few ever mention that morning is where we can practice self-command. We grow up on autopilot, letting stray feelings dictate our actions. But those who dare to change their mornings change their lives. Why? Because the way you begin a day is the way you begin again as yourself. Once you understand morning as a foundation, you'll want to build it strong. But how do you make a day not merely pass, but truly be lived? The Stoics would say, start by reminding yourself of simple but decisive truths. Not vague self-soothing, but clear affirmations that you hold the reins over how you live today. You will tell yourself, today, my emotions are not decided by the world outside. I choose my state of mind. This doesn't mean you'll never feel sadness or anger. It means you won't let such feelings define you. They may visit, but they may not move in. Remember, even under the harshest conditions, some people remain composed. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist imprisoned in concentration camps, wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. If someone could keep dignity in a man-made hell, then you, amid ordinary hardships, can learn to master your responses. Others may insult you, a project may fail, rain may fall the very moment you need sun. Yet these are events, nothing more. Their meaning, and the imprint they leave on you, depend on your choice." Epictetus put it plainly, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things." Change your viewpoint, and you free yourself. Once you can govern your reactions, you must learn to guard your inner peace. Many people let anyone wander into the citadel of their mind. A stranger's comment online ruins their day. A coworker's frown weighs down the heart. But here is a truth to carve in stone. Your peace is not a public square. It is private ground, and you are the gatekeeper. No one brings trash into your mind unless you open the door. That is not coldness, it is wisdom. Only when you protect inner quiet can you offer love and kindness from fullness, not from emptiness. You'll also notice this. On many days you worry about things utterly beyond your reach, the weather, politics, markets, other people's moods. You can fret for hours. But will anything change because you worried? No. The Stoics divided the world into two circles: what we control and what we do not. In the first are your attitude, actions, effort, and words. In the second is everything else. Peace comes from spending most of your energy on the first circle. Each morning, ask, what is truly in my hands today? Perhaps it's how you listen to your loved ones, how you handle your work, how you meet your anger. That is real power. As for what lies beyond your control, let the wind carry it away. Beware a subtle trap. Many people tie their self-worth to the outcome of the day. When they succeed, they feel worthy. When they fail, they shrink. But your value does not rise and fall with results. You are not your metrics, your salary, or anyone's approval. Seneca endured exile and was ordered to die. Yet he held to one belief: every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. True worth resides in the character you forge, not in whether today you won or lost. So work with all your might, but don't bind yourself to outcomes. Failure is not you. Success is not you. They are experiences. You are the observer, the learner, the one who goes on. None of this matters, however, if you stop at intention. The world is full of dreamers who never act. Morning after morning they write to-do lists, and by night the list is intact. The Stoics remind us, knowing the right thing is not enough, we must do it. Knowledge without application is entertainment. Shorten the gap between plan and action. Begin, even if only for 2 minutes. One small step can open a new path. Hardship will come. Everyone hopes for smooth roads. But life is ridged and rough. The Stoic does not flee adversity, he treats it as training. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Each difficulty is a lesson in disguise. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What is this here to teach me?" When you treat adversity as fuel, you stop being a victim. You become a student in training, growing stronger. As muscle grows under resistance, the soul matures under trial. On this path, you must cultivate discipline. Don't wait for inspiration. Inspiration is a breeze, here today, gone tomorrow. Some days you'll surge with energy, others you'll struggle to leave the bed. If your life depends on inspiration, you'll drift like an unmoored boat. Discipline is the engine that endures. Cato the Younger trained his will by enduring discomfort. He understood that comfort softens the spirit. You needn't be extreme, but take this lesson. Do what is right, especially when you don't feel like it. That's how dreams become real. Then comes gratitude, and with it, everything changes. Gratitude does not deny difficulty, it perceives beauty alongside it. The Stoics sometimes practiced negative visualization, not to suffer, but to treasure the present more deeply. You might try this. Imagine not waking tomorrow. At once, your heartbeat feels precious, your breath miraculous, the presence of loved ones priceless. Instead of beginning the day with complaint, begin with 3 things you are grateful for. Your mind will shift instantly. At day's end, remember that days are not for repetition but for growth. Seneca practiced nightly self-examination. Where did I improve today? What desire did I restrain? In what way did I live better? Perfection is impossible, but progress is certain if you learn to look back. 1% better each day, and after a year, you will scarcely recognize yourself. Imagine starting the day as version 1.0 and going to bed as 1.01. Small change compounded becomes great transformation. No matter how poor the day, if you learned one thing, you advanced. If you fell but rose and moved on, you prevailed. All of it, mastering emotion, guarding peace, focusing on what you control, detaching from outcomes, acting instead of delaying, treating adversity as teacher, practicing discipline, choosing gratitude, and improving daily, is not distant philosophy. These are choices you can make the moment the sun rises. The world will remain chaotic. People will still judge. Difficulties will still knock, but you possess a power that no one can take. The power to choose how you step into a new day. So tomorrow morning, before you touch the phone, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "Today, I decide." Then take a deep breath and feel a beginning no one else can touch. One day, then many days, one reminder, then countless. You will notice yourself changing. You will realize you are no longer a prisoner of circumstance, but the architect of fate. After all, you are the author of the book called your life. Each morning is a blank page. Who will hold the pen, circumstance, or you? Begin today, and remember, true freedom doesn't depend on how favorable the world becomes, but on whether you have the courage to master yourself. When you do, nothing can defeat you, no one can steal your inner peace. That is the strength of a Stoic soul, the strength that begins each morning.